Hello, this is my fourth or fifth speech in this class, and I am basically going to talk about. Actually, I'm going to persuade you guys on why you should adopt from a shelter instead of buying from a breeder, because there's just a lot more benefits coming from the shelters and the breeders, other than the dog being abandoned and all that. But basically, every year, did you know that every year 1.2 million dogs in the United States are euthanized? 1.2 million dogs, and in total, it's like 2.7 million pets are killed every year, euthanized every year in their shelters, which is a huge number if you look at it. But also, the main reason why I want to do this speech is because everybody, why not? Most people love dogs. It's man's best friend, basically, and and it is really important to adopt from shelters and pounds rather than buying from breeders, because there's just so many reasons. I'll get to that in just a moment. But also, I wanted to say this, that I got introduced to fostering and adopting from shelters from my sister and also my girlfriend, who got me more into it as well. But basically, this is how I'm going to start it off. Buying a pet rather than adopting can save you. If you adopt rather than buying a pet, it would save you a lot of money, because buying a dog easily run you from $500 just all the way up to $2,000 and more, depending if it's AKC officiated and if they're raced, like their ancestors are race dogs or whatever. And that is not also including all the vet expenses and all the spaying and neutering that you'll get when you adopt a shelter dog. Adopting from a shelter is a lot cheaper. It can literally cost as little as $10, depending on what you're adopting, either a dog or a cat or a rabbit, whatever you want to adopt. And it can go all the way up to $200, which is not as close to $500 all the way to $2,000, being a huge drop in money at least. So a lot of people like that, how it's cheaper that way. And then when adopting, usually the price includes the spay and the neutering and the first year vaccinations, which are very important when it comes to a puppy and growing into a dog and all the other stuff. And also sometimes that even includes microchipping, which is even better. So most dogs in the shelter are either a breed, like a mutt or something like that, as in other two different kinds of breed dogs are having kids and all that, and which lowers the chances of it being an inbreed dog, and also or it being a puppy mill dog, which can be a puppy mill dog if it's So by adopting, you're staying away from businesses selling these factory style breedy dogs, being a puppy mill dog, and that's what a lot of people face nowadays when it comes to dogs at like Petland or Pet Wonder, all these different kinds of breeders around here, because most of those are just coming from factories. Sadly, none of them are being personally breeded by two dogs who are not being used against their will to have puppies and all that. But yeah. And now that you know all that buying a dog from a shelter can save you a lot of money, I'm going to talk to you about the reasons of the other good reasons of adopting a dog. When you adopt a pet, you're saving a life, basically, because dogs at shelters and pounds are getting ready to be put down, because there's basically, I think the number I read was a 5-to-1 for dogs to shelters, the rooms. So there's like 5 dogs to a crate, a cage, because of how many dogs have been put in the shelters year and daily and all that. And dogs at shelters and pounds are being put down, not for them due to not being healthy. which is a really bad reason because they're not in good health conditions and they're not being treated well. I mean, it's like they're in prison. They're getting their food and water, but they're not getting any time to see other people or stuff. There's people that come by, but then it's just, yeah. And every time you or someone else adopts from a shelter, another cat or dog gets let into the shelter, which is a really good thing. Sorry, there's something on my camera. So once you adopt from a shelter, another cat or dog gets let into the shelter, basically. A lot of dogs have suffered from neglect and cruelty and abandonment and high kill shelters, which are shelters that have an overabundance of dogs and cats, which have to put down cats and dogs because nobody adopts them, and they don't have any more space to keep those around. But every year, 2.7 million adoptable puppies and felines are euthanized in the United States, which I said earlier. Just dogs and cats, and then not including the rabbits, like I said. But especially in a light of the fact that is an excessive number of pets that come into safe houses, and excessively few individuals considering reception when searching for pets. The quality of the euthanized creatures can be lessened drastically if more individuals embrace pets as opposed to getting them, as in keeping a pet and not letting it go, or abandoning it, or being nice to your dog and all that, and not just giving up on your dog. When you receive, you spare a cherishing creature by making them a player in your family, and open up a safe house for another creature who may urgently require it because they're out in the street and all that. But basically, that is the main reasons of why I believe you should adopt, because you'll save a whole bunch of money. It's easy to do. It can take you literally a few minutes to maybe an hour, just depending on how bad not how bad, depending on how much paperwork they need you to do adopt a dog and all that. And it'll save you a whole bunch of money in the long run. So that's why you should adopt today.